time for a very special Thursday show.
Someone's listening to me. Now I know how a radio feels.
Hollywood stars like Olivia Wilde, Natalie Portman, Ellen DeGeneres, and wife Portia de Rossi have all sworn off animal products in favor of a vegan diet.
Let's start off first with the proteins. What are some of the ways that vegans replace protein from meat?
There are ways of getting protein in a vegan diet.
And there's nothing worse than a vegan turning up at a barbecue. You know, when you go, here, there's burgers, sausages. Oh, I'm a vegan.
I'm a yo-yo dieter. Yo, hot dog man. Yo, peanuts. Why aren't you laughing? Don't you know what yo means?
Hi, everybody, and welcome to NSS. This is the Reynolds Report. Michael Strawn and Kelly Ripa reunited on Live after Ripa went on an abrupt hiatus due to being blindsided by Strawn's announcement that he was leaving Live for Good Morning America. But Strawn's not sticking around. Sources say he won't finish out his contract through the summer and instead will say goodbye on May 13th. Sources say there was tension between Kelly and Michael, but it was nowhere near the usual sexual tension between Matt Lauer and Al Roker on Today. Susan Boyle, the frumpy Scottish singer who shot to fame on Britain's Got Talent, had quite a heated showdown with police at Heathrow Airport Tuesday. The 55-year-old was taken away by cops after an epic meltdown at the London airport. Apparently, police were called into the British Airways lounge after Boyle got into a huge fight with a member of the staff there. A witness said she looked confused and was shouting, "I've done nothing wrong! I've done nothing wrong!" repeatedly. This isn't her first problem she's had at an airport. Earlier this month, she shouted, "Help me," at an airport in Northern Ireland. In 2010, she made a scene in the VIP lounge again at Heathrow when she danced around and then grabbed a mop and started singing to it. Are you having difficulty communicating with people? Well, it's time you join the Passive Aggressive Society. They'll help you get your points across.
If you're having difficulty communicating with people, maybe you should join the Passive Aggressive Society. And when you join, you'll receive a one-of-a-kind pledge pin. Although I really thought they'd be shinier and bigger, but I guess they'll do. And don't bother picking up donuts for our meeting. We'll make an extra trip out of our way and we'll take care of it. You just show up and drink all the coffee we made. Oh, and by the way, since you're probably too important or too busy to attend, that's okay. It doesn't look like we have time to make it to your birthday party either. And if you don't want to join, I guess we'll just be meeting without you. The Passive Aggressive Society.
It's now official. Millennials now outnumber baby boomers. When reached for comment, millennials stared at their iPhones, then resumed complaining that it had been almost 15 whole minutes since anyone gave them a trophy. Dave Chappelle called Prince's death the Black 9/11. Okay, but then what does that make the cancellation of Soul Train? A judge has ruled Prince died without a will, so his estate will be distributed between his relatives. Suddenly, Prince has more illegitimate children than an NBA player. Chris Martin from Coldplay sang a cover of Prince's Raspberry Beret as a tribute. It was perfect for people who like Prince's original, but always wished it was completely boring. A New York man got sucker punched just because he looks like Shia LaBeouf. You know what? If I was the judge in this case, I'd allow it. Ace Frehley from Kiss turned 65 yesterday. These days, he can't quite hear Beth calling unless he's got both hearing aids in. Kevin Costner says MMA should be added to the Olympics. And even though it doesn't seem like Kevin Costner is qualified to talk about how sports are selected for the Olympics, I'm just happy to see him occupy himself with something other than a sequel to Waterworld. A 12-year-old girl in Rochester, New York, intended to run the 5K, but accidentally ran the half marathon instead. Come on, people, put down the smartphones. Former Indiana basketball coach Bobby Knight joined Donald Trump at a rally last night. If you were there, your already high chance of getting hit with a flying chair was doubled. Time for Nobody Gives a F***. J.J. Abrams said his next movie will be a romantic thriller. Little else is known about it other than he has to wait for George Lucas to write it so he can rip it off. Hey, Junior, nobody gives a f***. Ted Cruz and John Kasich are joining forces to stop Donald Trump. Their alliance name? The Axis of Irrelevance. Hey, Kruzik, nobody gives a f. And a Pennsylvania restaurant has created a pizza inspired by Hillary Clinton. One thing we know for sure is Bill Clinton will never eat it. Hey, Chef Boyardee, nobody gives a f. Thanks, everybody. We have a new episode of The Reynolds Report for you every weekday. Be sure to check out The Being Frank Show, starring Frank D'Angelo. Live Tuesdays and Thursdays right here on NSS.